Good, gorgeous Thursday, everyone. Welcome to Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith, and this is a beautiful Thursday, Holy Thursday, if you're celebrating on this second day of April 2015. Absolutely beautiful sunrise this morning if you had a chance to get out there and see it. Gorgeous right now as well. Clear skies across the entire forecast region, just some high scattered clouds around some areas, but most areas are generally clear, and temperatures are ranging anywhere from the mid 20s, mid and upper 20s across the Hudson River Valley into the 30s across New Jersey. Still some chillier temperatures right along the immediate coast, but they're all coming up now as the southwesterly flow will begin to increase during this afternoon and become quite gusty. Interior temperatures this afternoon are going to be in the 60s while around the immediate shore as the ocean water is cool and the wind is blowing in directly over the coastal waters. Temperatures will be a little cooler right along the immediate coast, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Temperatures in the New York City metropolitan area this morning at 7 a.m. are already rising into low 40s. It's going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous day. Latest latest imagery from the satellite imagery here, the visible satellite imagery this morning. I needed an extra cup of coffee this morning. Clear skies across the region and warm air advection beginning into our west right now across Tennessee and Ohio, and that will remain to our south and west during most of today. However, a lot of this will begin to spill over the top of the ridge, which is now over the top of us, and actually increase our cloud cover later this afternoon and evening. But we're starting out with absolutely gorgeous weather today. And this area of convection and thunderstorms will be heading towards our region over the next 24 hours. Watches, warnings, and advisories will start in the New York City metropolitan area where there's a wind advisory from 2 p.m. this afternoon until 8 o'clock this evening, and that's for Kings, southern Queens, southern Nassau counties in New York. Sustained southerly winds around 30 miles an hour with gusts between 35 and 40, and this will be for this afternoon and evening. The impact, some minor wind damage is possible. In addition, driving may be difficult at times over high-profile vehicles, and that is because of the strengthening southerly flow along with warm air surging northward across the region this afternoon. Now, for the coastal waters, we do have small craft advisories from 2 o'clock till 6 a.m. on Saturday, as southwesterly winds are on the coast at 15 to 20 knots, gusting up to 33 knots, seas building to 5 to 10 feet on the ocean and 2 to 4 feet on the Delaware Bay. Greater than 8 feet are forecast to occur on Friday night. For the New York water, same kind of thing. Small craft advisories in effect until 6 p.m. on Saturday. Again, southwesterly winds up to 30 knots, gust up to 35 knots, and that's for Sandy Hook to Fire Island Inlet. Seas building to 7 to 12 feet. And for the interior regions, we do have to worry about the dry relative humidity values. Gusty southwesterly winds at 30 miles an hour this afternoon. Relatively low humidity and rapidly drying fine fuels will probably result in an enhanced risk of wildfire danger this afternoon. So do be especially careful during this afternoon with outdoor burning and discarding of any smoking materials. And that enhanced fire danger risk extends all the way down to the I-95 corridor and down towards Washington, D.C., Baltimore, and Maryland as well. Beautiful day for flying on the aviational weather deck today. VFR clear or scattered clouds at or above 20,000 feet. Southwesterly winds increasing with gusts during the afternoon to 25 to 33 knots. So it's going to be a little choppy out there in the lower layers of the atmosphere towards landing. Tonight, ceilings at or above 6,000 feet, becoming MVFR to IFR in showers after just before dawn tomorrow morning in the vicinity of Allentown and Reading, probably remaining VFR for Philadelphia and southward. And there's a modest risk of low-level wind shear. Southwesterly surface wind at 10 to 15 knots, with winds at 1,000 feet, about 210 degrees at 35 to 40 knots for much of the night, and 230 degrees out of the southwest, rather, at 50 knots at 2,000 feet. So low-level wind shear is definitely going to become quite a bit of a problem after midnight and early tomorrow morning as well. For Friday and Friday night, MVFR and IFR with the scattered showers and thunder showers around the region. And Saturday through Monday right now looks generally VFR for your flying conditions over the holiday weekend. Right now, outside of Newark, if we can pull this up, it's 37 degrees, and that's right around where it should be for the overnight low or minimum for this time of the year. Dew point 25, humidity 61%, the wind is southwest at 3, a few clouds at 25,000, just gorgeous out there. Southwesterly winds will increase throughout the day and become quite gusty, and scattered clouds will become lowering and thickening with the showers moving in after midnight tonight, and some light rain around the region during tomorrow morning. For Philadelphia, we're in VFR right now, expected that way for most of today. 39 degrees, dew point 29 Fahrenheit, humidity 67%, wind southwest at 6, a few clouds at 28,000 feet. Again, the story today will be VFR conditions and gusty southwesterly winds and the vicinity of some showers around the region by dawn tomorrow morning. And the surge and uptick in temperatures is definitely a welcoming thing by all means to just about everybody. Now, the immediate coastal areas with a southwesterly flow right over the coastal waters, the air running over the coastal water, where coastal water temperatures are still quite chilly compared to the inland areas. So the immediate coastal areas here of southern New Jersey and the coastlines from Ocean down to Cape May, and also portions of the southern shores of New York's Long Island, will be cooler as a result of the southwesterly flow, but the temperatures inland are going to surge right into the 60s this afternoon. Morning surface chart from weatherroanoke.com and Digital Atmosphere Software shows the warm front developing to our west, surge of southwesterly flow around the backside of this high now off the coast here, means warmer weather indeed is coming into the region, and also spokes of energy through the southern plains and Mississippi Valley will be ongoing over the next 24 to 36 hours. The result of this will be a low pressure moving towards the Great Lakes, dragging a cold front through the region by Friday night, early Saturday morning, and there's going to be quite a lot of enhancement to the shower and thunderstorm activity across the Mississippi River Valley, especially Tennessee, Georgia, Mississippi, and down towards Texas. It will keep the chances for thunderstorms at a minimum here, but the rainfall from any of these showers and elevated thunderstorms through Friday night and Saturday morning means that we have to be mindful of very heavy downpours in a brief period of time with localized flooding of roadways, and we'll get into that in just a moment. Go ahead and do the GFS maps into motion now. Here's the warm air advection. Here's the cold front coming closer to the region. It's a positively tilted trough here with the cold front now swinging through New York State, down through Ohio and Tennessee with spokes of rain along it as an area of low pressure develops across the Tennessee River Valley, and that as the front moves through the region during Friday afternoon and Friday evening, it gets stalled up a little bit. Area of low pressure then moves along it, so periods of moderate rain could be coming through the region, especially during Friday night and early Saturday morning as the cold front makes its way off the coast. Could end as some very wet snowflakes over the interior valleys, but probably not going to affect the New Jersey, Philadelphia metropolitan area, and gusty northwesterly winds or northerly winds on the backside Saturday afternoon, falling temperatures a little bit as the thickness is lower. And then we get into a period where there's a zonal flow in place with high pressure basically building in across the region. So over the central and northern mid-Atlantic region on Sunday, a weak cold front and disturbance here across the southeastern Canadian prairies here moves away from the region, drags a minimal cold front through the region. Then that cold front will be a boundary for disturbances to move along. As we get through Sunday night and Monday, the convergence between the area of high pressure to the south and the confluence of the flow here in the northeastern Americas, especially Atlantic Canada and New England, will mean that there's a chance for precipitation along this developing warm front here as the boundary really is going to try to make its way back to the north. And as it does make its way back to the north during Monday afternoon, there's probably going to be mostly dry around here on Monday now, and most of Sunday should be dry too, but chilly, and the warmer air just surges back north as an area of low pressure then in the flow continues to work its way towards the Great Lakes region. The warm front lifts to the north, and pockets of instability and showers begin to develop across the region. The front tries to make it through the region on Tuesday night, and Wednesday probably begins to stall out around the region. It's going to be periods of precipitation. We're not sure and confident on location and timing of any of these, even if out this far in the forecast, as this will all be determined by RAYOB data as these disturbances make their way into RAYOB-rich data of the atmosphere in the northern Americas, where we can sample the data. So there's going to be a period of precipitation around, a chance of precipitation around. Mostly all of it is going to be in the form of rain. And the chances of that will be dictated by where these disturbances and the frontal boundary lie as we get into the early and midweek period. And we should begin to dry out a little bit by Wednesday and Thursday as one disturbance moves through and then another disturbance comes in for Friday. It was looking like a crappy weekend for next weekend, but it's now beginning to look a little bit better. But then again, precipitation will be back building in from the southwest, and this will probably introduce the chances of more rain around the region again next weekend. How strong and how much precipitation, again, will be monitored as we go into the future forecast. So open up the windows and doors and get outside today. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous before the clouds and rain move in. We do have to be mindful for some heavier downpours and even some isolated thunderstorms tomorrow around the region. They won't be that widespread, but they could produce some heavy downpours and localized street flooding, especially in areas with poor drainage during tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night into Saturday morning. Just gorgeous outside today. Do get outside and enjoy it. For everything live, it's Garden State Weather, gardenstateweather.blogspot.com, Twitter, Facebook, and Google+. I'm forecaster Robert Smith. Have a fantastic Thursday.